Ooh, but I am loving Jeep at the moment. These just like massive, imposing sort of beasts on the road. I'm now in the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and oh, it's as imposing. It's got a presence. People keep looking at me. It's also in black, which I think just looks amazing. But it is a Mursa thing, hey? It's the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and the L stands for long wheelbase. Or longer than usual wheelbase, actually. I mean, it's like 5.2 meters long, which is massive. One of the biggest in its segment. And look, we've been waiting a long time for the new Jeep, you know. This is now the 5th generation. It feels like an age since we've been waiting. I think the first one arrived in 1993. I'm in standard 3, guys. Is that 3? Is that 4? Is that 5? Grade 5, I think. I don't know. It's just like a teeny dot, you know. Didn't even know about the world or what I was going to get into. That one day I'll be driving this Mursa amazing big beast of a car. Okay, enough nostalgia. So it's now for the first time available with 3 rows of seats, okay? So either 6-seater or 7-seater configuration. Guys, this car is practical as okay? So not only I love when you've got the buttons at the back that you just press and the 3rd seat goes down and the other 3rd seat goes down, and then you press the 2nd seat goes down. The only thing you have to do with the 2nd seat is manually push it back up again, but I don't think we need to be too lazy about things, so that's okay. I mean, I'd love it if it just went back up again on a mechanism, but here we are. But it really, like, even with all the seats up, it's got like 400 and odd liters of boot space. So there's so much room in here. The back, even the seats at the back, like the very 3rd row of seats, are spacious. Like, they're big seats, like adults can sit on them and be comfortable. You can also, like, I mean, Luke has got more than enough space there. I mean, too much space almost. Passenger, also loads of space. The seats all kind of moved like 50-50 split at this kind of split and everything, so I just love a practical thing. Obviously powered tailgate, you can set it in the back there as well. There's actually a lot of sort of tech and gadgets in here that, like, I haven't even had the time to get to know. Not the time, again, I've been sick, people. I don't understand what is happening this year. Anyways, I'm never sick, but if I'd had more time with this, or if someone would just gift me one and I could own it for free, or I'd spend all the time going through everything. I'm going to get back to that. I just put the aircon on. I put this off. I always film with the aircon on because otherwise I get too hot. And most of the time you wouldn't really know. This, unfortunately, even on its lowest setting, is quite noisy. That's like the only tiny issue that I have. It's like just... Can you hear it? Can you? It's really a pain. But that's tiny. Yeah, what does that smell outside? Shoo! Driving close to the harbour here, and it's a lekker fishy pungent smell, which is not amazing. Hey, this was my first dance with my husband. Slow version, then this version. When I wake up, fucking cool sound system. Where I will walk 500 miles and I will walk 500 more. Back to the practical side of things. Okay, so I do love a little gimmick and a little gadget. Okay, so the passenger has a screen, right, that you just turn on up here, or in the infotainment system. Very easy to use, by the way. But the driver can't see it when it's on, so it won't distract you. So, which is quite fun. Then they can do their own kind of thing there. Then you've also got a fam cam, which is really cool. It's so clever. So basically you can see what's happening in all the seats behind you. Now, if you've got a bunch of kids, even 1 actually, it's quite nice to see what they're up to. If they're, you know, I would love it because traveling with Luca, especially if I'm on my own, you know, I'm constantly like looking back to check, you know, that he's fine. It'd be quite nice just to pop there and be like, okay, he's still good, he's fine. I mean, it's not HD or anything crazy, so you can't like zoom in and see, you know, what they're chewing on or whatever, but you could kind of figure out if they're around or whatever, especially if they're older, which I think is fabulous. If you like no more time on your iPads and then you just look in and you're like, I see you on your iPad, imagine you cock yourself as a kid in the back there being like, hey! So you don't tell the kids that there's a fam cam. I think that's awesome. Very cool thing. There's a whole bunch of things on here, amazing safety features that you can turn on, turn off. And like I say, it's really easy to use and you don't have to like jump into like 1,000 screens to get somewhere. I think this is, for me, one of the most intuitive screens that I've seen in a long time. There are quite a lot of buttons down below the screen for like the bazillion zone climate control. Once you've got the hang of that, super easy. And once you know these buttons, I think it's like a really easy, wonderful driver, intuitive, no, probably not the word, but anyways, cabin. So I like it. Now I'm doing stuff here. Oh, I see my cable of my video camera is putting my seat heater on. God, it's like having Terrence in the car all over again. So there's one engine available across the range. The range, by the way, there's trim levels. You've got limited, overland, and then the top of the range, something reserve. Summit reserve. Okay. I wouldn't even worry about that. I would go for the overland if I was you, because I think it has everything. I mean, heated and ventilated seats and all the stuff that I've talked about, this car has. Okay, so I think it's fantastically spec'd. There's one engine across the range. That's a 3.6 litre V6 naturally aspirated petrol engine. You're getting 210 kilowatts of power and 344 newton meters of torque, mated to an 8-speed auto. Again, fuel consumption is claimed at like 10 point something litres. You're going to sit a lot higher than that, which is a bit of a bummer, I have to say. And the other kind of letdown, but I don't know if it's such a letdown, I must be honest. So this car is like 2.2 tons, so it's musha. Like I said, it's a massive car. And 344 newton meters really isn't a lot for this. I don't think it pulls it enough. So it's really fine if you kind of just cruising and stuff. But if you want to overtake and put your foot down, you have to just, really think about it maybe, which you should anyway. So that's maybe not a bad thing. But I think for what this car is, like, which is a fantastic sort of family cruiser, it is so comfortable. It's refined. It feels super premium in here, like really more premium than I can think I've ever seen from a Jeep before. And like overall, just really, really comfortable. And I think if you're not too worried about the power point of view and maybe the high fuel consumption, then the engine and everything is actually sufficient. When it comes to off-road capability, it's got like the Quadra track system, 4x4 system, and a whole bunch of sort of other systems going on here that, you won't be out of place on gravel by any means. And I can't imagine that you're going to want to take, this car, and if you look at its competitors, like a Merc GLS, Land Rover Discovery, BMW X7, none of those are going like bundu bashing. Do you know? You don't really want to do that in these cars. It's nice to know that if you are somewhere in the middle of nowhere or stuck in the bush somewhere, that it's going to probably get you out of there okay. So that's nice to have. But other than that, I don't think I'd be taking this sort of up Everest or whatever. So pricing wise, you're looking at like 1.3 million up to just under 1.7 for the top of the range. I'd go for this mid-spec overland because I think it's more than enough, in line with its competitors. And like I say, it's as premium feeling, I think. I really have enjoyed every second of driving this car. Everything, the graphics, everything has been thought out, and I love it. I love it when a brand has gone, okay, we're going to up our game with this car, but we're going to do it, and we're going to do it properly. And I think that Jeep have done this incredibly well. I don't want to give it back. Da, da, da.